I'm not here to change your mind. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. So we're talking about debates and, you know, who's right or who's wrong with the narratives. Because it's more about the narratives about more than the fight right now. And like I always say, the fighter fights once a year. We debate and go back and forth numerous times for the year. All right? So we have a man like Tim Smith, right? On the PBC. Right? Say they want to embarrass Crawford, right? We got Espinoza. We got Ellaby. We got a man like Mayweather saying, I am PBC and PBC is me. I am Al Heyman and Al Heyman is me. We got 4 of these dudes, right? All from the PBC saying that this fight is not going to happen or it's going to happen in the future, right? But no one wants to listen to it. Spence fans selectively want to hear what they want to hear. So I said to myself, all right, I went to Lady T. I was listening to Lady T, you know, Boxing Fans Talk TV. Go subscribe to her. And I'm going to let her break it down. It was also an ego, so she got it off of ego. But this is, like I said, this is for education purposes only. And like I said, it's what you don't hear. Not what you hear, it's what you don't hear and what you selectively want to hear. So let's hear what Errol Spence said, because out of all those people that I named, this is the man that said what he said about when this fight's going to happen. All right, let's roll the tape, man.
Ask questions about what's going on and this and that. So, I don't know what he said. He should be getting it wrapped up shortly. So, yeah, no, now we're getting killed on media. Yeah. Everybody talking about I went and go. I'm like, I ain't got time for it. Like, I know what's going on. I mean, I'm thinking hopefully we can do it in January.
Hopefully we can do it in January. I'm going to keep letting it play. But hoping, you hear that ATL? Maybe I need to repeat it for the slow people. January is 2023.
That's the only fight out there for me, so.
Don't matter. Nothing else he said. My point was, they don't want the fight till next year. So how the fuck do you make conclusions that a person who don't want to fight you is a duck? I just don't understand. So after that,
basic 101 understanding, man. Basic 101 understanding. Out of all those people I named, Espinoza, Mayweather, Ellaby, Tim Smith, a whole history, months after months, people saying this. The only thing that counts now is what Errol Spence said. He said, hopefully I want this in 2023. All right? So, like Lady T said, well, who's ducking who? All right? So, see, now I'm on another level now because I just want to start my intro on that. But my whole thing about this right now is this, man. You got the PBC and you got the sanctioning bodies. And you got the channels that's for Spence. And they're leaving a lot of shit out, man. A lot of stuff out, right? To benefit their narrative. To benefit their narrative. So I'm here to show you the hypocrisy of the Errol Spence channels and what the fans want to hear. And I'm going to explain about what the fans are doing when it comes to these channels and what they want to hear and selectively want to hear. And what these channels are doing to the Spence fans. Or any channel that's doing to any fans. Right? But it's up to the fans to figure this shit out. But it don't work that way. All right? Even if you have Google and you could look at other channels. No. They only listen. See, the thing about fans, they only listen to what they feel like listening to. And they get all that information from that guy, Best Fight the Best, Knockout 86 TV, Fanon. They don't want to listen to anything that has to be read in between the lines. So that's my thing now. So when I hear people talk about the sanctioning bodies and what they're not saying about what the sanction bodies are doing, there's an issue to me. It's a big issue. And to promoters and what the promoters are not doing and what they are doing, but certain channels they're not filling the gap. They're not reading in between the lines. And they're not arguing this. So let me give you an example of what I'm talking about. Let's start with this guy here, man.
The WBO will be putting Terrence Crawford in this position, he will either have to do a unification fight, and the only unification fight that he has is the one with Errol Spence Jr., or he will have to defend his mandatory. The mandatory will be Jaron Ennis. Now, why do I say that and I've said this before, but why would Jaron Ennis be the mandatory? He is currently the number 2 rated fighter in the WBO. The number 1 rated fighter in the WBO is a fighter out of Dallas, Texas that goes by the name of Virgil Ortiz. Virgil Ortiz petitioned the WBA for a fight for the WBA title, regular title, against Emanis Stanionis. The WBA obliged him and ordered the fight. Now, if that fight happens, which I think that it would, Stanionis says that he wants to fight. Virgil Ortiz is the one that petitioned for.
Now, you know I had to start with him because he was in my last video when I was taking the shit and I was calling it Dookie Talk because, you know, everything I digested in my brain, I had to run through the fucking toilet because he was talking a lot of shit talk, man. So, and Mr. Fanon, I'm going to explain something to you. You said I need to point out certain people. This is education purposes only, so it's not going to just be you. It's going to be Trill. It's going to be Knockout. It's going to be whoever I feel like it's going to be. With the hypocrisy. So, but you think that I made some money because I got some views of Dookie Talk on my last video, sitting on the bowl talking shit? No, I didn't get any views. You think I'm lying? Well, I'm going to show you that I didn't get any money for any of that shit. Watch. Okay, Fanon, as you can see, I got a copyright strike for Dookie Talk, right? But if you can see, I got a lot of copyright strikes. If you really look at it, I got a lot of copyright strikes, man. Because right now, it ain't about the money; it's about the message. Right now, it's not about the money right now. So I'm on that type of time. But yeah, I got a copyright strike. I got 677 views, and I did a video underneath called IBF, WBA, and WBC, and allegedly what's going on with the sanction bodies. And I got 96 views. Hey, what can I say? The last one I made with you was He Don't Sell. It was not 699, and the bottom one was 89. So you see, people love to hear people hating on your ass. They love that shit. But I'm just letting you know I didn't make no money off of that, okay? It was all about the message, not the money. All right. So as you can see here, Fanon got an erection for Boots Ennis and Crawford to fight. Okay, but let me before I get into what he's saying and what he's not saying, because to tell you the truth, I have no problem of Boots and Crawford fighting. I'll get into that a little later. But he's telling you certain things that's going on with the Stanionis and Virgil Ortiz and the order of the WBO if this happens, and you know Crawford, he's at 18 months to his next mandatory. But he's so into this, like, bro, when the year is up, you're going to have to do another video because you're going to have to talk about the WBO mandatory again when it comes down near to May. So you're going to have a lot of erections all through from now to there on Bud Crawford and him fight Boots Ennis. Like, it's not a big deal. But, you know, it's not a big deal when it comes down to Spence because no one really talks about that, right? Because, you know, if you can remember, right? I'm going to get to the sanction bodies, but let me just get this real quick. When the WBA came out, right, and it was the WBA and the IBF, before the WBC just raised their ugly head, right? Because we know WBC was way before all of them and kind of a way of making a move with Keith Thurman, and Keith Thurman said, yeah, I'm going to be the mandatory. And we're trying to figure out how this nigga going to be the mandatory. But let me get into the mandatory, and then I get back to the WBA and the IBF. But let me make this a solid receipt to show you that. Let me show you. So you can see right here, Boxing News 24, Danny Garcia is the WBC mandatory. Upon defending, it's 90 to 120 days, unless otherwise ordered by the WBC, unless otherwise ordered by permitted by the WBC, and the sole discretion. Okay, so that's the loophole, okay? As we can see, Errol Spence has back-to-back mandatories, right? And this is how the ball bounces, right? You know, and like I said, I showed you in that clip, that it's the discretion of the WBC when it comes to the mandatories. And that's the language and the loopholes that they use for certain like things like this can happen. You have a mandatory twice. I ain't going to say nothing about it. It is what it is. but y'all complain, right? And the thing is that before the WBC even started their bullshit, right? I remember it was, the narratives was the WBA comes first before the IBF. And this is the narrative of the Errol Spence fans and the channels. It's like, listen, man, the WBA comes first because they had some kind of negotiation or some contract where Al Heyman don't have to pay him step-aside money again, right? So I don't know if they pay step-aside money again, or besides that situation, Stanley Donius got a fight with Virgil Ortiz. So I don't know what's going on, but we know who the head honcho is, and we're putting this down on record to say that the WBC is telling the WBA what to do and the IBF, because we know that Errol Spence didn't withhold his IBF for how long? 5 years? Come on, we all know this, Crawford fans and channels. I'm sorry to regurgitate it, but this is what it is for the casuals. We have to do this for the casuals, right? So we know that he didn't hold his IBF mandatory for 5 years. I'm writing my notes down on this narrative between Errol Spence and Crawford and the sanction bodies, because it's all about the sanction bodies and the PBC or any other sanction body or any other promotion company and how they roll between the two of them, right? Because this is what it's about. The channels not talking about, some channels, and they look like hypocrites not talking about it because it all benefits their fighter. That's main one. So they look like benefits. It's not what you're not hearing. It's not what you hear. It's what you're not hearing. And I'm telling you what you're not hearing. Okay. So if let's say we have another situation like this, not with Errol or Crawford, but another two other boxers, and we got to go through this again. And all of a sudden, the WBC is not the head honcho. Maybe it's the WBA. Well, we know. Well, we already know that allegedly shit gets slipped under the table, but we already know that, well, we could go back in history 2 years ago. You remember Errol Spence and Crawford and the mandatories and how all of a sudden Keith Thurman, he just got up there on the rank #1 out of nowhere, and the WBA, they got this, and all of a sudden the WBC took full control of every of the other sanction bodies and put these niggas down and said, listen, I am the head honcho. But all of a sudden, 2 years go by and the same situation happened, but all of a sudden the IBF is in control or the WBA is in control. Yeah. Now we know that it's not they in the control, it's who's giving them the most and who getting the cuts. And this is what I hate about these motherfucking goddamn channels, man. You know, it's like they're a company. They rather, but see, that's an in-house thing with black people, man. I'm just going to be honest, man. We like to point the fingers at each other instead of the corporation. Yeah, we do. We like to do that, man. Since day of time, since the slavery, we've been doing that. We point the finger at the nigga. It is the outfield nigga or the in-house nigga. I'm sorry, I just have to bring it up because this is proof. The proof in the pudding, or whatever you want to call it. Let me give you an example, some history what I'm talking about, that you could put somebody in the worst condition and they'll make it the best condition, and they'll never blame the condition. They blame the person. Let me give you a quick example of what I'm talking about.
Butterfly? Dear? Don't kill it. Sanction? Excuse us, sir. My colleague and I are here to conduct an inquiry. May we ask you a few questions? Yes, please, master. I'm at your disposal. You're here, as it were, to be sold, no? Of course. We are truly appalled, sir. We can imagine how you must feel, your fear, your indignation. On the contrary, why, in my career, I have always been very lucky. I've had masters, each one more humane than the next. But haven't you ever been treated brutally, whipped, beaten, tortured? In our profession, what counts is to do one's duty. Don't listen to all those stories about the various Uncle Toms and Simon Legrees and so on. It's all nonsense. The truth is that we are valuable merchandise. And have you seen the prices in the market? I know it. I cost more than $2,000. And can you imagine a fool, excuse the expression, a fool of a master who would whip and maim a capital of over $2,000? No! If a slave is a respectable slave, his master treats him with kid gloves because it takes only one scar, one single scar, plop, down shoots the price. You know, the client is suspicious. But, sir, surely you must realize the injustice of your situation, the violation of your liberty, your freedom. If you speak of freedom, sir, I must tell you something. I am a worker, and workers are not free and never will be. If you speak of my condition, I will quickly say I don't pay taxes. I'm housed, fed, and clothed by my employer. I work a short week. My medical care is free. I get a Christmas bonus and retirement or permanent disability at the expense of my employer. Without mentioning this, that in time of war, I am not even obligated to military service. Oh, but if you're not even paid, you know, I see the ones which you gentlemen call freed slaves or liberated workers, out from morning till night, working like horses to make ends meet, and they never do. So, just tell me then, what's the difference between us slaves and liberated workers? You should be ashamed of yourself. Who? Me? Yes, you. You're a dishonor to your race. Waving that camera around, will you? All right, but with all the thousands of tormented slaves.
Yeah, so when I hear people don't want to hear, they got selective fucking hearing, right? And they don't want to hear that Tim Smith said this, Espinoza said that, Mayweather said this, and y'all have selective hearing. Y'all keep pointing to the free agent. Remember, that's that free agent, Bud Crawford. Y'all was bitching and saying, oh, where's Bud Crawford gonna go now? Nobody wants him. Eddie Hearn don't want him. Bob don't want him. Bob don't want him because he lost money. Oh, you're so for the company. But then there you go, Bob Arum. Oh my God, Bob Arum. After he said all that bitch ass shit about he lost so much money. Well, you lost money, nigga. But then you turn around and get this nigga $6 million, Crawford. And Sean Porter 4. After you was saying all that shit about you lost money, well, that's your problem. But you still got to give this man his highest payday, $6 million. But then what happened to Bud Crawford after he get his $6 million? Right? Y'all was saying, oh man, he's a free agent. No one's going to want him. Eddie Hearn don't want him. Nobody want him. What are you going to do? But now look at this. You was wrong about that because now he's with Black Prime. Now, I don't know if he's making $10 million, but if he's making 8 or 9, hey, he's making money. And his net worth is more than fucking Errol Spence at the moment right now. And it was before too. All right? So, if they want to get into this dumb money shit, right? So, when I see company men and I see niggas in this era behaving like fucking niggas like this back in the days, even back in damn slavery days, you had niggas like that agree on it. Now listen, man, I work on the plantation 9 to 5. High hell, I pay the price. All I want to be is left alone in my average home. Why do I always feel like I'm in the twilight zone and I always feel like somebody's watching me? I'm sorry, every time I say that 9 to 5, that shit comes up in my head. I think I'm conditioned to that 9 to 5. Somebody hypnotized me and shit like that. Every time I have to do that shit. But yeah, I work 9 to 5. I pay the price. I work on the plantation. But see, the difference, that era and this era now is, and the guy was kind of right, you know, no matter what, you have to work. And you have to work. You're either you work a free agent, you're an entrepreneur, and you make your own money. You still got to work. We all got to work. But see, now, when I work on a plantation and I'm done, I retire in this era. I retire. Now I could go home and get up when I feel like it because I put my time in. I get a pension. And then later on, when I get older, I got a Social Security. That's it. But in that era, to have explanations and reasoning that somebody should be a slave under that condition, well, it's the same like this. It's backwards over here. Hey, if you're a free entrepreneur, I'm not mad at you. Make that money, put it in the bank, so when you get older, you have money, or you got revenue coming in over and over again, just like me on a plantation. When I retire, I got a pension. As I get older, I get a Social Security. I'm living good. So if I don't even want to live in America no more, and I want to live in a third world country or anywhere else, I live like a king. It is what it is. But let's not talk about caps and foot right now. I'm talking about the situation where people are mad at someone as a free agent. They said, you need somebody. What's going on with Tank right now? Right? And the thing with Tank, I don't really talk too much about Tank because I don't know if it's clout chasing, because every time he's about to have a fight, this shit comes up with Mayweather and LB and Al Heyman. So I just be like, whatever. When that shit is done, we're going to see really what's really popping with Tank Davis. When he needs to get in that ring and who's supporting him. Because right now, we don't know if it's Al. I'll saying this, I'll saying that. So when it comes to Tank, I'm killing the noise with Tank right now. I'm not really into that shit. But my thing is, the sanction bodies, the narrative, and these black ass fucking assholes that's spewing this bullshit that this man's a free agent, he's doing what he wants to do. And then out of all that shit, this man can't get a fight in 2022 and y'all gonna say he ducked the contract. But if the contract is for 2023, like I said, regardless at the last contract or term sheet, because they're all fucking term sheets, the last term sheet say, we're gonna give you transparency, but the fight gonna happen in 2023, nigga, I'll be like, what? Nigga, I gotta walk away, man. I gotta stay fit. I gotta shake and bake in 2022. I'll get back to you on a contract in 2023. The fuck wrong with y'all niggas, man? I'm showing you an example of what you sound like right now in present day. And you sound like that fucking coon-ass nigga right there, man. Talking about he happy being a slave. Nigga, I don't want to be a slave to nobody. I don't care the fucking conditions. I want to be my free agent. And yeah, at times you got to be with a promotion company to get uplifted. And then after that, you on your own. Because at the end of the day, you on one of the sanction bodies. There's 4 sanction bodies. This is boxing. This is not fucking slavery. So if I'm on a sanction, I'm ranked like Boots, #1 here on the IBF, or #2 on the WBO, or whatever it is. This is boxing. We still got to attend to boxing. Not the fucking promotion company, and not the motherfucking, the rules and shit, all that fucking advisor shit and all that shit. I still got to get done because I'm on the sanction body. And I earned my way up there. I earned my way. So let's listen to some more hypocrisy. Because I got a lot more, nigga. I got a lot more. Yeah, come on. Let's get another example. Because this is all about education purposes. And like I said, the fighters fight once a year. And we go at it all day, damn, every day, all day long. So let's keep on moving on some more examples. If you don't like it, kick rocks with Gucci flip-flops. Fuck it, nigga.
Crawford pulled out of negotiations to fight David Avenesian, while Earl Spence Jr. would be fighting a fight because he didn't get the fight that he was trying to make in fighting Keith Thurman. Another key difference is that the WBC has mandated Earl Spence to fight Keith Thurman, while Terrence Bud Crawford is volunteering to fight David Avenesian in a voluntary defense. The WBO did not order him to fight David Avenesian. That's a choice that he's making. He runs no risk of losing his WBO belt if he doesn't fight David Avenesian, because he exercises mandatory in November of 2021 against Sean Porter, and there has been no other mandatory call comparison.
It just shows you fucking proof about the mandation, but this nigga talking about the WBC mandated Keith Thurman. Nigga, why don't you talk about how the fuck Keith Thurman became #1? Why don't you talk about that and how unfair it is? Why don't you talk about that? That Errol Spence had a mandatory with Danny Garcia, and he's doing back-to-back mandatories? This is what I'm fucking talking about, man. This is what I'm fucking talking about. The fucking Al Heyman, the PBC, Mayweather, all of them did fucking Errol Spence dirty. Did him dirty, man. And y'all still for these motherfucking companies, nigga? I feel sorry in a way that they did that to Errol Spence, man. Because Errol Spence said, nah, man, I don't want no Keith Thurman, man. He been told these niggas who work for who. Who work for who. But this nigga Al or fucking, or the people that he worked for slipped something under the table so he could be another mandatory for Errol Spence, Keith Thurman. But y'all don't explain that shit. Y'all happy. Y'all happy because it fits your fucking narrative that he's got to fight Keith Thurman because the WBC ordered it. Nigga, you need to, let me tell you something, nigga. You picked the right nigga right here. You picked the right nigga right here. And to tell you the truth, you really need to.
Knockout boxing, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You on the sideline talking. I'm in the game.
Yeah, nigga, I'm an instigator. Yeah, you on the sideline, nigga. You on the sideline. See, when you picked that wrong nigga, man. That nigga Chill, you picked him, man, because he just like me. And you threw me off. I threw myself off because you ain't trying to tell me how to behave on no motherfucker. I'm a free agent, nigga. If you fucking saying bullshit, I'm out, nigga. Throw me out. Throw me out if you don't like what I said. And I got in your feelings, and that's why you tell me never come back to your channel, right? But you try that shit with Chill? That nigga March 16, Pisces like me, nigga. Same day, same fucking... Listen, man. And I know you got in your feelings because You didn't like what he said. But you on the sideline, nigga. Why don't you say drop the link? Because 78, he had to leave and pick up some of his family. So it was just him and Cece. You could have said drop the link. Let's shake and bake with this Tank Davis and Devin Haney and shit. I'm pretty sure my man would say, oh yeah, you want to come up on the link. But you see, that's why I don't like these fucking debates. And they fucking like, you know, I don't mind debating. I always get on all the motherfuckers' channels and shit and debate, right? But the fact is that you got to remember, whoever's on your channel, if it's Devin Haney that Trill is rocking with, and everybody in that is rocking with it, no matter how much you spit facts, my nigga, it don't matter. You're going to lose. And that's what this nigga be doing on his channel. No matter how much facts you come with Bud Crawford, when you get on that motherfucking channel and you spit all the facts, you're going to lose, man. Because that's all Spence fans. That's why the nigga was a coward. You speaking from the sideline. You...
Knockout Boxing 86. Did you hear that? Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I'm going to play it again so you can hear it. Knockout Boxing, you don't know what the fuck you talking about. You on the sideline talking. I'm in the game.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah. Nah, nigga. Yeah, I'm a fucking instigator, yeah. Yeah, I'm a fucking instigator. Yeah. Nah, nigga. See, my friend is my enemy and my enemy is my friend. Don't show no love, don't fucking pretend. And that nigga's like, yo, you on the sideline. In other words, yo, you could get this work. Listen, that was your time. That was your opportunity to spit your facts, to be real Trill. This Trill got about 80,000. Who the fuck is this calling me? Get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. You fucking on my feng shui. This is the time where you could come up on Trill. We all know Knockout. Trill know Knockout. You're not like some fucking ghost account. He would have said, yeah, come up on here. All you had to do is say, drop the link. Drop the link, my dude. You went up there, but you know that nigga's hostility and the way he's hostile and the way he breaks down shit and his way, you don't want that. You don't want it. You and Best fight the best. Y'all go ahead with your facts. Facts. Y'all go ahead with that shit, man. But you was on the sideline. All you had to do was go up on there on Trilling and talk your shit. But you know. But you want people to come on your shit. And then you could debate them. Knowing that your whole fucking congregation is fucking Errol Spence fans. And no matter what I say or anybody else say, you're going to lose. So yeah, it's self-destruction sometimes. That's why when I was on your shit and I said, well, nigga, just fucking cut me off. Go ahead if you want to. Because I'm not going under no fucking conditions you don't like. You don't like it, too bad. Get the fuck out of here, man. Yeah, you picked the right nigga, man. Don't leave those niggas from that's born in March alone, nigga. Leave those niggas that's born on March alone, nigga. Because we get in your fucking skin, under your skin. Yeah, so let's do some more examples, man. But matter of fact, wait a minute. See, I got a boat. Wait. So he replied back. Because I could tell you, it got under his skin. He replied back. Let me show you what he said in the comments. Yeah. This shit. Yeah, I saw it, nigga. This is what he said. My perspective is just different, and I don't need to be name called to get my point across. Nothing but respect for y'all work, but every time I disagree, it get hostile. Knockout Boxing 86 TV. My perspective is just different. I don't need to be name called. Listen, niggas say you don't know what the fuck you talking about. That's a name call? The fuck out of here. See, nigga, I cap. I can cap. That's why my name is Capson Fuji. All right? But on the other hand, y'all try so hard to say that y'all don't cap. That's why I picked that. There's a lot of reasons why I picked that. Because I'm not trying not to cap. I cap. It's all good. But the difference is I'm telling you the truth that I cap. One minute I might say this, but times change. And shit get rearranged. And then all of a sudden I might be on this time now. See, like what Blue did. You know what I'm saying? But Blue, on the other hand, Blue, did you change your fighter who's going to win? No. Blue still got Errol Spence beating Crawford ass. But the narrative changed, And y'all getting on his ass like that. And this is what I'm talking about. But before I get to that part, let me show you about what capping is. Because I cap and I admit when I cap. But these niggas, they never cap. But watch the example. Watch the example. And you gonna tell me if this nigga capping or not. Fucking with me.
It's a trap.
I'm gonna agree to everything. Well, the report of him agreeing to everything came out on September 15th, 2022. Yeah. Mike Coppinger on ESPN reported that Earl Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford have agreed to all material terms for a fight for the undisputed welterweight championship. That's when Mike Coppinger got it. And he reported that on September 15th. So, if Bud told Blue Blood and told BLK Prime, I'm about to agree to everything that Earl Spence and them set forth, he had to have told them either on or before September 15th, meaning that he was in conversations with them over a month ago about a fight. So stop coming over here trying to tell me shit that don't make no sense, bro.
It's a trap.
They was lowballing him. Based off of what? Based off of who? Mike Coppinger? The same Mike Coppinger that told us that Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford was done, like multiple times. It was done for September, October, November, December. Ain't no way in hell that you can escape this, bro. There's no way in hell you can escape it. There's no go around here. I don't want to hear shit about no business or boxing. I don't want to hear shit about...
Those are for your sheep, nigga. Those are for your sheep. Yeah. So, this Mike Coppinger thing, as you can see, that shit was a trap. I trapped your ass, nigga. What'd you say? Oh, yeah, I use Mike Coppinger too, but see, I use him differently than you. So I'm not going to say I ain't capping. I'm capping. But you act like you don't cap, and I just proved that you do cap. Because you getting your information from Mike Coppinger, and then you say, fuck Mike Coppinger. Mike Coppinger for this, Mike Coppinger, fuck Mike Coppinger. Bob Arum for this, Bob Arum, fuck Bob Arum. This guy say this, boxer say, Bernard say this, fuck B-Hop. Every time somebody use somebody. But yeah, I use Mike Coppinger, but see, I use them differently. I use them like this. Mike Coppinger had an interview with Errol Spence, and they were speaking about his eye. And if you look down, scroll down, me and Blue went at it. Because Blue was telling me that shit happened when he went to the doctor, and then he realized he had a torn retina, right? And I told him, no, that shit happened in sparring, which, by the way, I'm starting to hear a lot of, that sparring, the sparring partner that gave him that my eye was, I think, Alberto Palmetta. Yeah. I watched him fight a lot. He reminded me a little bit of Manny Pacquiao. He has a good movement and shit like that. He's a southpaw. So I don't know if that hearsay is true or not, but I've been hearing that shit going around. But he was on the rankings, but they took him off. I think he had back problems or something like that. But he was a good fighter. If you ever want to check him out, you can check him out and see how he fights and shit like that. But that's a word on the curb. Not sure if it's true or not. But when I looked at him fight, I say he got similarity. He's a southpaw. He moves around. He got angles. So if that's the southpaw that my eye in sparring happened to Errol Spence, well, that's who it is. It is what it is. That's just hearsay. It's speculation. I'm not sure. But I'm hearing that on the word on the curb, right? But that's what me and Blue was going at, and Blue didn't want to be bothered with me no more. Because I said, yo, man, me and Blue, we could agree now. I sent a super chat, I said, we could agree that it happened in sparring because what Mike Coppinger said that quoted Errol Spence told Mike Coppinger, because that was his first interview he had, was with Mike Coppinger after everything happened. He said that's where it happened at. It happened in sparring. He had to stop the session and say, my eye. And then that's when he got to the doctor, and then he got another doctor to see it. And they said, man, you got to get that checked, and this and that and that. Go look through my archives. You'll see how me and Blue was going back and forth. But my friend is my enemy, and my enemy is my friend. Today, Blue is cool with me right now. He might not be cool with me. It's all good, but I ain't got no beef with Blue because he stands on his... See, that's the thing. I'm going to end this shit like this, man. Best fight the best. This bitch ass nigga, right? Now that's how you call somebody a name. Bitch ass nigga, right? He's saying this. Then you got Knockout saying this. Then you got Fanon saying that, right? Then you got Chill and CC saying the same shit. This, that. All them saying this. And this, all them supposed to be LDBC. Well, at least except Fanon, because he got kicked out with his medical condition in his brain. Mad sick head, no good. And Knockout, he never played like he's LDBC. But he know how to play both sides. Well, you know, he know how to get his subs and shit. We know, I have to get in detail with that another day. But like I said, y'all niggas, listen to what Blue said. I'm going to end this shit like this because these niggas are faking the funk and y'all niggas are sheep. Bye to these niggas. Watch.
Said I'm getting my knowledge from BFTB. Okay. Ryan versus Honcho, what's going on? William Wall, what's going on? And what does that mean? You said that shows the power of Errol Spence. How does that show? The Boxing Session TBS, my brother Kyle in the building. Go subscribe to my brother Boxing Session TBS. How does that show the power of Errol Spence, brother? See, you can't even speak for yourself because you know not what you speak of. You're regurgitating something that somebody else told you. And salute to BFTB, that's my brother. But you're regurgitating to something that somebody else has told you. So, Sean M., you said that speaks raw facts. What's going on? So I'm asking you, great brother, what are you talking about? You don't even know. The facts remain is the money wasn't there to give them guaranteed purses. Right out, what's going on? It's your buddies hating on Crawford, Blue Bud. Hey, man. It's not my buddies, brother. It's it just is what it is, man. It makes me, you know, it is what it is, you know. And so people like to hear that. They telling you what you want to hear. I'm not in the business of telling people what they want to hear. I'm in the business of telling you the truth.
What'd you say? What'd you say? So you betrayed Blue, right? You was one of the ones when you was on the Spence narrative. See, Blue still got Spence beating Crawford. But all of a sudden now, Blue is a traitor because he woke up and realized that this fight wasn't going to happen. And I show you from the get-go, from the beginning, that what did your man say, Spence say? I hope this can happen in January. And where's January, you skunt, you fucking cunts? In 2023. The man said it. And besides him saying it, Tim Smith, Mayweather, Ellaby, Espinoza, where the fuck? Come on, man. I'm telling you right now, I swear to God, Bud Crawford and Warren Buffett came out right now and made a video and said, yo, what's up? You want to know where this hedge fund come from? We could do this. And Warren Buffett's sitting right there with this nigga. Y'all still will say, oh, no, that's not enough. His money legit? Warren Buffett money is legit. Yo, if it ain't one thing, it's a motherfucking another with y'all motherfuckers. But this is how I'm going to end this shit. Because he addressed this nigga and said, oh, you get all your information from Best to Fight the Best. He said that. He said, oh, okay, well, and that's the power of Errol Spence. All right. But what did Blue say? He said, they want you to hear. See, he's treading really light with his brothers from the LDBC. He's treading, and the only one I think that's a little bit that has some understanding is 78. Regardless if everybody hates 78, I listen to some of the things, and sometimes when he's on trill, he just keeps his mouth fucking shut and let these other two talk all of the fucking record bullshit they want to talk about. But he said, 78 said, well, I don't know what the fucking problem is. If Crawford's fighting this year and the fight is not happening this year, why did it look like this nigga's ducking? Right? So Blue is treading really slightly, lightly, and balancing, right? So he don't hurt his brothers, his LDBC brothers. But he also, if you read between the lines, he's saying, I don't, you know, I'm not letting you hear what you want to hear. You know what I'm saying? So all you can say is, yeah, you got a deal with Crawford in 2022. Yeah, well, he did get a deal with Crawford. That doesn't stop the fight in 2023. But Errol Spence wanted in 2023, right? But no, it's fucking feelings over facts. I never seen motherfuckers whack off to a motherfucker so hard, man. Oh my God, yo. The man, your man said 2023. That's what I put in the first beginning of this video. So my man Blue is trying to tread really, like, I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. And what you monkeys want to hear, your chimps, your apes, your orangutans, or what y'all want to hear is that Bud Crawford duck. That's it. But Bud Crawford moved on. I'm going to end it like this. Bud Crawford has a fight this year where we supposed to have the fight this year, but we couldn't because negotiation didn't go the way it was supposed to go. And they didn't have no budget. And they didn't want to embarrass Bud Crawford. And Ellaby said, that fight ain't happening. Mayweather said it's going to happen in the future. Man, don't let me play these games. Don't play these games with me, man. Y'all need to wake up. Don't be like that fucking coon I showed you back then. Y'all not worrying about the company. Y'all just want to point the finger to another black man. But hey, it is what it is. That black man that didn't want to do no fucking interviews on your channels is now with a black company. Damn, man, all these positives on this side, and on this side is a whole bunch of discrepancies, and y'all LDBCs saying all kinds of different things. But your sheep, bah, no matter what, all they want to hear is a great narrative and a great storyline that said that Budford duck. So sad, man. So fucking sad, yo. But here, I'm not here to change your mind. Not here. I'm here for you to read between the lines. It's not what they say, it's what they don't say. And I am Caps. I am the king of capping. But I think I got my calling now on this motherfucker. I think I got my calling now. Because the fucking hypocrisy on y'all side, y'all Errol Spence side, it's yo, I gotta go, man. Y'all have a nice one. Until the next video. I don't know when I'm going to do it. I got a life of other things to do. Like I said, it's a hobby. It's a hobby. But I think I'm getting my calling now, what I need to do with this hypocrisy. Yeah, I think I'm getting my call. I'm trying to figure out the views and shit and who watch who and the thumbnails. And let's see how this one rolls. Yeah. And then I figure this shit out. I might do this. I'll still do my own videos. But the hypocrisy on the motherfucking channels, priceless, nigga. All right, I'm out. Peace, deuces, whatever.